Raise up an army, oh God. Raise up an army, oh God. Not afraid, be not afraid. That mountain's burning in the sky, to the heart of heaven. Without the fire, we'll never fly to the heart of heaven. God says to Israel, he says, you know what? I wanted to speak directly to you, but you were afraid of the fire. And I believe God's raising up a generation of people that aren't going to be afraid of the fire. Do you know he doesn't just share the mysteries of his heart with anybody? He shares it with those whom he's found trustworthy. Raise us up, oh God, raise us up, oh God. Give us backbone, give us backbone, give us backbone, give us backbone, give us backbone in the Spirit. We lay it on down, lay it on down, lay it on down for the heart of heaven. We lay it on down, lay it on down, lay it on down for the heart of heaven. We lay it on down, lay it on down, lay it on down for the heart of heaven. You know what? Sometimes no compromise means no compensation. There's a power in Jesus' life because he wasn't bought by the world. There's a lot of people that run around in the church and we call ourselves Christians, but we're bought by the world system. Right inside the church. Set us free, oh God. Set us free, oh God, to worship you. Set us free, oh God, to worship you. Set us free, oh God. Children of the Lord, children of the Lord, children of the Lord, rejoice. Set us free, set us free, set us free, oh God. Set us free, oh God. Set us free, oh God. Break off that man-pleasing spirit, God. You know, one day I was sitting before the Lord and I just said, Lord, I want to be a part of your army. And I believe that's what God's raising up tonight, his army. He's not raising up a choir, he's raising up an army. And I believe the first way he does that is by making us sons and daughters attentive to hear his voice. Open up our ears, oh God, that we may hear. Some of us are intoxicated by the words of men. It's like we're addicted. And when we don't hear it, it's like we can't even live. But do you know that God has a voice too? He doesn't magnify it. He whispers it. You are my beloved. You are my beloved. asking for your freedom tonight. Go to the deep places, Lord, tonight. And I'm calling tonight a generation to come forward that I could sing over tonight in the Spirit for a while. God's going to raise up an army, and He's going to begin to set you free. How many of you tonight could just put your hand up and say, I've been bound? Some of you are just bound by the fear of man. Some of you want to move forward in things, but you're totally bound up by the fear of man, what people think. How many of you, like me, sometimes I get frustrated and I'm just saying, Lord, set us free. This is not what we were supposed to be living in. I remember my wife, when she did a study of the word salvation in the New Testament, 85% of the times that Jesus is talking about salvation, He's talking about right here and right now. Only God is the judge of your eternity. But I'll tell you, most of us, like me, I always say this. I grew up in the church. I went to church every Sunday. I went to church every Wednesday. I went to church Sunday night. I went to church on Thursday for choir rehearsal. But I wasn't really free. I'm not talking about being whatever I want to be. It doesn't even have to do with me. I'm talking about the freedom when you are moved by the very will and desire and passion of the Father. I asked the Lord, I said, Lord, raise up a prophetic generation. But God, first show me, what is it to be prophetic? Is it like having Christian psychic hotlines? And the Lord said, no. What it means to be prophetic, it's not that you'd be consumed by the future or fortune and fame of men, but that you'd be consumed by the feelings of my heart, Jason. God, raise up a generation that's consumed. Most of the issues that you deal with have nothing to do with you, if it really gets down to it. Most of depression, it has nothing to do with you. It's that we live in a world that teaches us from the time we're young, even in Christianity, that what other people think of you is your business. But I declare over you, what other people think of you is not your business. It's not your job. It's not your job to try to think over other people. It's your job to be consumed with the Father's heart. Shoo. I think you ought to just come to that call from the Lord tonight. Just come. Just come right down here. I'm talking, if you specifically, you've got stuff and you're just saying, God, I'm sick and tired and I'm going to break through this thing tonight. I'm sick and tired of being manipulated by man-pleasing spirits, religion, all this stuff of this world. You're just saying tonight, God, I'm responding to a call. Do you know that when Jesus called you, He did not call you to be what Peter wanted you to be? He called you just to be with Him. We spend a lot of our time in church. I will never tell you that you need to worship the way I lead worship. I'm not going to give you, somebody asked me one time, why don't you write a book about worship? I don't want to write a book. Because I don't think it should be my 15 steps of the way Jason Upton leads worship. You need to lead worship the way God creates you to lead worship. I don't even know that I'm a worship leader, for crying out loud. I don't even know what I am. I just love God. And every moment I'm getting freer. And I'm going with you tonight to a place of freedom in the Spirit, that we can hear the voice of the Father crying out over us. Shh.